Okay guys, so I got this broadcast spreader broken apart. It's a little floppy and flimsy right now, as you see. I've been playing around with it for a few minutes, and I cut this small piece of wood here, and we put that on and kind of just put a little pressure on this gray plastic piece right here. It's still flimsy, and maybe it's in my head, maybe it's my imagination, but it seems to be just a tiny little bit more secure. Angle it a little bit more so it pushes down over here. Okay, so that still spins. It is at an angle, if you can see. That's kind of what I wanted, to be truthful. I'm actually going to secure this broadcast spreader right now. Then I can work with what I got going on a little easier. Got a couple random pieces of wood going on here. This spins. I'm using this little disc that was, craft disc or whatever from Walmart. I spent 47 cents or something like that to buy this sewing string. Bought the cheapest one I could find. It was white. Just spent like 5 minutes unraveling it just for the spool, so I can use this. And it just so happens the center of the spool fits right over that nub that's on this thing. Oh, I'm gonna break it. Okay. Started that. Guys, I want you to pay attention to the level of MacGyvering I have going on here. So, I do not, for once, have 2.5-inch screws, which is really weird because I feel like I've in the past had tons of 2.5-inch screws. Couldn't find a single one. Not one. But what I'm going to do, you ever put up like a TV wall mount or something, any kind of random thing, and you got these weird pieces of extra hardware, the spacers and so on? Well, I've kept most of those. I don't always have them, but I've got like a little drawer in my nuts and bolts and washers, thing that's got plastic spacers and things. But of course, the screw head's a screw head. I happen to have a really small washer that fit that screw head and stops it. One big spacer, second medium-sized spacer, and then of course the disc that I was talking about. So this is like MacGyvered all to heck. I pre-drilled that hole just a little bit. Gonna slide this down in there. Try to very gently screw this on. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to screw into the head. Oh, I just took it off. That's not good. I have a plastic shaft. Maybe I should be taking that part off though and screwing into the base of it. That might give it more stability anyways. And I'm going to try to cut this little center piece off and screw right down in the middle of that, and I'm scared to death that it's not going to work. I really hope this works because I feel like I have MacGyvered one heck of a rig here. I feel like I'm right there. Highly disappointing. This doesn't spin with it. I didn't even think of that. I thought it would. I thought it'd be tight enough. Let's take all this other crud off of here for a minute because that's flopping around and sliding down anyways. Here's the question. Nope. I'd be lying if I didn't tell you guys I'm a little disappointed in the simplicity that I'm gonna end up going with this elevator, and you know, I'll explain to you why. But I did kind of realize that this is for a 3-year-old, and I underestimated the torque needed in gears, and like the functionality of that broadcast spreader. The idea worked, but the plastic that the gears are made of just aren't strong enough, and it wouldn't turn it. And then it just kind of dawned on me that, you know, I'm trying to do all this stuff. I was gonna have to figure out a way to make it stop on floors, and it doesn't have to be complicated at all. This is for a little girl. I think I've been overthinking it, and so I'm gonna secure this dowel rod to this here, and then you lift it, and I've got some hooks, and it really doesn't get any simpler than that, and it doesn't need to be any more complex than that. So I am using a very old clamp, so it's still working. It's just having a hard time tightening on it for itself. In fact, I'm going to pause this and take it over to my vise and do it there. Alright guys, I apologize for the simplicity. Well, I've been kind of hyping this thing up, but I think it's going to be better for Raylan anyways, for my daughter. And so anyways, and even that clamp I was trying to use, it's just, today's been one of those days. The clamp was too old, and the dowel rod's too thin, and it didn't tighten down enough, and so I ended up using a screw and kind of wrapping and tying this 550 cord, and then using a little duct tape. I hate the crudeness and the simplicity of that, but guess what, it's holding, and it sits right there. I don't even think I'm going to put any mounts up here on the top for it, because it sits right where it needs to exactly. But we got these two here. I'm putting a piece of trim on there first, but yeah, so then this come down here, you basically hook it on, and that elevator lands and sits on that floor, so it does what it's supposed to do. Next, so I'm trying to move on. I gotta get some work done. I haven't done hardly anything in here today, it seems like. So I've got this Craig system, and I'm gonna drill a couple pockets and get the outside edges for this roof. Now that I'm done with the elevator part of it, I can put my roof back on. So I am gonna secure this a little better. Well, I hadn't secured it at all before because I was waiting. So you can also end up drilling too far, pretty much drill right through everything and have no, in fact I think I just did. That one is no good because there's nothing to, the screw will just go right through it. So I'll do another one, and I need to just do a smaller, you know, see how that's barely into the wood. I went too far on this one. Specialty bits, specialty screws. Alright, my outside edges are on, they're good to go. That'll definitely grab. Without a doubt. Okay. Have a roof. A little overhang. In order to get the hooks on here, to make this finished, I've got pieces of 1x3 that are going to cover this. They're going to get painted, so I need to cut them. I'm actually not even going to measure right now because I can literally just do this. Left myself room so I can put one underneath on the ground level. Guys, today was a challenging day. Seemed like a lot of things were not going my way. A lot of error, in the trial and error of things. But on the bright side, I could say confidently that the next time we get together, the next time we do this, we will be finished with this Barbie doll house. We got paracord, 550 cord now. This will be a much more simple system, but we do have a working elevator. It's just not probably as exciting as we thought it was going to be. The roof, new roof is put on, secured. The rafters are secured. And man, it doesn't seem like a whole lot when you get down to it. I've got the pieces measured and cut for the trim on the back side. It'll have a lot more of a finished look to it. I do need to touch up some paint. You can see that on the sides. And then off camera, my camera got hot. I just needed to get some stuff done, so I went ahead and got the door on, front door. You know, I'll get better with the Dremel. Actually, I need a scroll saw and I can do a lot better cuts, but yeah, so we're getting there. If you guys could, I'd appreciate if you'd like, subscribe, comment. Have a good one.